you guys, thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to my channel. This is going to be a review video on a beautiful eyeshadow palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. This is the Feral eyeshadow palette. I think that's oil, something like that. It's a Feral eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette. There are two pressed pigments here. There are 12 shadows, 12 shadows in total, and in each pan you get 2 grams of products. That is a lot, and that is a lot. And they have said the cover art, which is this, this artwork is done by Satoshi Kamanaka. So they have credited the artist who's done this at the back of the palette here, and then it says it's vegan and cruelty free. I think the brand itself is vegan as a whole, so it says vegan and cruelty free down here. And where is this made? This is made in Washington State, and it says 12 grams. Sorry, not 12 grams, 2 grams 12 times. So in each pan you get 2 grams of products, and this actually retails for $39, but they've slashed on the prices to $29, and it's been there like that for over a month, if I'm not wrong. So I don't know if they have like just slashed the prices, or will it go back to $39? I'm not sure, because I definitely bought the Dragon Child palette for $39, but I got this for $29. Oh, by the way, something I completely forgot to mention is this is not the Feral eyeshadow palette. This is the Feral eyeshadow palette revamped, meaning the first row that you see here was actually all mattes, I think, all mattes, and they're all like neutral tone, like beige, like pinky beige, like a neutral beige, and the one here is like a peach beige, and then this is like a gray shade. It used to be all mattes, and they received a lot of criticisms about why do we need so many light transition shade. They actually had 3 transition shades that were light, this one and 2 others, and then 1 dark. So they received a lot of criticism across the board, so they very kindly and so sweetly changed the palette altogether. I mean, that is so amazing. So they switched out the other 2 light transition shades into 2 colorful shades, this kind of mint green, and then this like a pinky kind of a shade. So hence this palette is called the Feral palette revamped. The older palette is not available at all. I don't think it's coming back because nobody wanted those like 1 full row of neutral shades. So this is the brand new palette, and I'm so glad that I waited. I think for the people who received the older palette, they are sending these 2 new shades for free. They're not charging them for the price of the 2 extra shades, but I think you will have to pay for shipping. You will have to pay to ship those 2 eyeshadows, but not the price of those 2 eyeshadows. Or that's at least what I remember reading. But definitely check out the website as to what the terms are if you have the older eyeshadow palette, where it's just a row of neutrals. So this palette comes with a mirror, which I'm very happy about, because last time $40 for 12 shades is okay. For a prestige brand, it's actually good price, but Menagerie is an indie brand, not a prestige brand, and they did not have a mirror, so that was kind of a downer for me, in my opinion. $40, you should at least have a mirror. But I will say this palette is so heavy. I mean, you have 24 grams of product right here, and it's extremely heavy. You will be so surprised as to how a palette this size is so heavy. It is heavy, and I absolutely love how all the shades that you see here in this artwork, you do see it in here. I mean, the yellow, the fairy, oh wait, not the fairy, the flower. I think the fairy's wings are kind of yellow, and then the flowers, and then this purple shade, and then this orange, and then this wolf ears, and then although the wolf has like blue eyes, but I don't know why is that it has blue eyes. And then the greens, you have like a darker green, and then this green, you do have this green, and then also this kind of a lighter green, like a moss green. So you literally have everything that you see in the palette, in the cover as well, in this artwork. Credits to Satoshi Kamanaka. Yeah, so let's get into the swatches, guys, and then I do have few criticisms even on this with this palette, so let's get into swatches. The first, oh, by the way, two of the shades here are pressed pigments, this purple and this coral. This very hot, it kind of looks washed out, probably because of the mirror. The palette kind of looks washed out, but these two colors are actually pressed pigments. The rest are just eyeshadows. So the first shade is Harmonia. Harmonia is like a matte. It swatches well. And then we have Wolfling, is those two new shades. Now this shade is a little problematic. This definitely calls for a primer, without which it's like so crumbly. Let me just swatch back and forth and you'll see how it just disappears. The product kind of fades down. It's like very flaky and it's just not good. You definitely need a primer to go with this, and it doesn't really show through, but it looks pink. And this is the inner corner highlight I have, like a very subtle inner corner highlight. It looks pink on my skin tone. And then this is Canis Lupus, this transition shade, and this is a gray shade which is called Alpha. Both shades flatter me, they look good. This is not that deep enough. This is the shade I have here just in the corner. As you can see, it doesn't really create that much of a dimension. It's all right, just the softest dimension, but not too much. It's not like a really rich shade on me. And the second row is Pack Leader. Oh, this color's to die for, you guys. So foiled, so beautiful. It goes beautifully, and it is a, oh, you can see the duochrome. Look at that fiery gold and pink. Stunning. It like it has the most beautiful like emollient texture. It's a dream to swatch and also looks beautiful on the eyes. This is the shade I have just in the first inner 1/3 of my eyelids. So that is that shade, which is Pack Leader. Allium is this hot, hang on 1 minute. Allium is the like this vibrant purple shade, this orchid shade. It swatches good, as you can see. Good pigmentation, blends well. The mattes, all of them blend well, and it has good pigmentation, as you can see. And then this is, and that is actually a pressed pigment. The purple one is pressed pigment, and this is Mariposa. Mariposa looks so vibrant, and it also picks up really well also in the brush. But for some reason it swatches so poorly, you guys. It just doesn't swatch well at all. I had so much problem, even I don't know, it just doesn't swatch well, but it picks up well on the brush. And yeah, that is Mariposa. That's matte reddish orange shade, and it kind of, I don't know, developed like a hard pan right away. I don't know why. None of the other shades developed that hard pan, but still, even with the hard pan, I'm able to pick up like some really good pigment in the brush, and also applies well and blends well. Night Ice is a yellow shade. This is the shade I have just right there, just in the inner corner in the transition area. And then I have Wisteria, which is that hot coral shade, like a very beautiful pinky coral. As you can see, it's like a very powdery formula. It's really powdery. And that is a pigment as well. And then we have Fenris. Fenris is such a pretty green color. So pretty. Very pretty green color. And then Ivy is the darker green that you saw in the artwork. I mean, those two look so close, you guys. In swatch, in brush swatch, finger swatches on the eyes. I mean, they look so similar. They do. They're beautiful greens, but still they look so similar. This is again one of the best shades is Huchera. Now, I have to say I'm a little confused. Every single review I saw on this palette, the older palette, look at that swatch. It's so smooth and stunning. Every single review that I saw of this palette, the old not the revamped one, everybody said they had problem with the green metallic, this shade. And I trust everybody's reviews. I'm not saying they are whatever they said is untrue, but I think so. That's why this leads me to believe that Menagerie Cosmetics sneakily maybe reformulated the green metallic eyeshadow, because this is a dream to work with. It's not crumbly, not flaky. It's stunning. The formula is exactly the same as this. So emollient to the touch. It applies really well with your brush, with finger. It's a stunner. And these two shades remind me of this candy colors, you know, those bright, vibrant, not neon exactly, but those bright, vibrant shades. It's so stunning. The formula is outrageously good. Beautifully foiled. This is such a stunning duochrome, and this is also duochrome. This is the shade I have just in the rest of the eyelids. Now, is there creasing? Yes, I've had this, a little bit of creasing. I did not touch up. I've had this makeup on for 9 hours now. Yeah, 9, close to 10 hours now. So I've had this makeup on for a really long time. And let me quickly go through the look that I have, and then we'll talk about the formula and everything. The inner corner, in the crease area, I have the yellow, and in the center crease area, just above the crease, sorry, I have the coral shade, which is this. And then in the outer V and in the lower lash line, I have this orange shade. And then just in there, just to give a dimension, I have this shade. And then on the lid, I have the duochrome, both the beautiful metallics on the lids, and in the inner corners, this shade, this metallic shade. So that is my look. Now, I will say the mattes blend beautifully. There's no problem at all. They don't look chalky. They don't kind of look streaky on the lid. You know, a lot of product deposited in one area and the other area kind of looks sheer. Not like that. It actually goes on really well, really smoothly, and blends. And the formula on the matte is kind of like denser, powdery formula. Very, very similar to the Dragon Child formula, just the same in my opinion. Not the kind of formula which is kind of thin, but kind of the stuff that adheres really, really well. I feel the thinner formula, eyeshadow formula, adheres really well to the skin, lasts all day, and even looks more vibrant in my opinion. So these kind of swatch beautifully, but they don't really last well on my eyes, if you ask me. And maybe because they're so powdery, I pick up a lot in the brush, and when you apply it, just a little bit actually adheres to the skin. The rest kind of wears off quickly. Probably that's why I'm seeing so much of wearing off. So probably gotta do, because it's like powdery, buttery kind of formula. So but yeah, it stays well. But on this eye, I can see a little bit of the coral just right there. But on this eye, I just don't see the coral at all. It kind of looks very similar to the orange that I have here. But on the other hand, here I can see that that spring coral shade. So I would say lasting power is not that much, but I've had this on for like 9 hours plus. But the metallics are really, really good. Really good. And oh, by the way, this shade is a definite flop. This one of the newer shade, is a definite flop if you do not use it with a primer or some kind of a wet base is a must. It's very crumbly, very chalky, and it flakes off, and it just flakes off, to be honest. Without a primer, it's impossible to work with. Without a primer, this shade is an F. I would definitely give it an F. And these two greens are, I feel they need not have been in the palette, given the fact they also had to change this green, but this was probably not their first, it was not part of the plan, definitely, but still these two are so similar, you guys. And on the eyes, they look exactly the same. It's kind of pointless. So there's that. And what else? I think that's the only criticism. And the orange, in my opinion, it's kind of muted. It looks so bright in the pan, but it's kind of on the muted side. It needs a little bit of building up. And as you can see, it's not the most brightest red, orangey red at all. It looks so vibrant in the pan, but it's not that vibrant in my opinion, and it wasn't like really bright even when I first put it on. So there's that. So in summary, mattes blend well, metallics are really good. This one definitely needs a primer, but the other metallics are amazing. 10 out of 10. Very, very beautiful formula, so foiled and amazing. And now they're kind of powdery, so they blend well, but they don't last as much as like eyeshadow formula that has like a thinner formula. So I don't know, I feel it doesn't really last that well. The vibrancy fades away. What else? I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I wish this gray was a little deeper as well. I wish this gray was a little bit deeper, because I don't have any color to deepen the look. I will say, and the greens are like, these two are just the same. So there's that as a downside. But otherwise, it's a good palette. What else? Now, I will say, it has beautiful pops of colors. It's so beautiful to look at. But coming up with a color story is a little bit harder, I feel. This is purely subjective, not objective at all. I wish there was like a darker shade, definitely. I wish this gray was a little bit more darker. But otherwise, all in all, it's a good palette. I don't regret it. I wish this green was a little different, because literally they are the same. Although they are slightly tonally different, they look at that. They just look the same. What is the point? Like, really? So that is my review. Hope you guys found this video useful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it. And if you've stayed with me till the end, thank you so much, you guys, for spending your very precious time with me. I truly appreciate it. Please do subscribe if you liked what you saw. It would mean a lot. Absolutely. And I will see you guys very, very soon. And a very happy new year. I forgot to wish you guys. Bye-bye.